Booze and Ball on Tuesday Night Live. Recap. Weekend recap. I know nobody's in the room yet, but we just got live, so deal with
Oh,
it.
let's do it. Fuck
We
it.
are.
Let's
We
just
should do
roll
it.
with it.
We should do it.
Yeah.
Two.
Recap Tuesday live. Tuesday recap live recap.
Boom, boom, boom. Shakalaka laga. Link
This is
tree
how
is
you know it's
on.
live.
Anyway, but no, in all leagues, like injuries just fucking suck. I'm in first place in a league, 4-2, and somehow I lost Puka, Raji, lost Jaden Daniels now. I lost Godwin now.
Ouch.
I lost Rashid White. I drafted
Ouch.
Zamir White as my starting running back, and I'm somehow still 4-2 and outscoring everybody because of the fucking waivers. It's the only way to get it done right, get it done, get it tat.
Which is pretty crazy because I don't feel like there's been like a huge there hasn't been one waiver wire pickup so far that's been like, oh my god, he's gonna win you the league. There's no Kieran Williams yet this year.
No,
Jordan
there's
Mason
not.
maybe, but
There hasn't been. Oh, we're live in there if you want to jump on it. There hasn't been that guy that. Yeah, there hasn't been. Oh, everyone like jumped like, oh, Carson Steele. Yeah, that
I
wasn't it.
know. No, because Kareem Hunt looks like it's like the old Kareem Hunt at that in that offense, and I kind of
You
called
called
that
that
out
early.
here
You did.
on this podcast here. I was like, as soon as he went there, I was like, smash the add button.
Yeah, you definitely called the fact that that he was gonna be. I didn't think he was gonna be as significant. I didn't think Carson Steele was a good pickup either, but
Yeah, no, you definitely called that out.
I said that was a waste of a waiver wire. Like it was gonna be a committee at best.
Yeah, and now it's just Kareem Hunt apparently.
Well, yeah, and then when is Pacheco
I,
back now? I mean, at
I
this point,
think he's like 2 games away, 2 or 3 games away, but they're definitely not rushing him back anytime soon with Kareem Hunt playing great football.
yeah, but the way he's playing, he is. Let me see what it says here. I mean, I know they. Speaking of injuries, obviously today, I know we don't have a lot of people in here yet if they're coming in or whatever. No complication with surgery. Expected return 6 to 8 weeks. So, yeah, he's still a few weeks out. So I mean,
Yeah, a couple weeks. I mean, Kareem Hunt's definitely if he's still available for whatever fucking reason in your league, like there's roster limits or something, and you had somebody make a really boneheaded decision. Go ahead and scoop him off of that waiver wire.
yeah. So biggest waivers so far. I don't. I like. I'll say we'll start with Jaden Daniels. He isn't gonna make you really go get a waiver wire. He's week to week. You probably have
Who's
a
that? Jaden
backup.
Daniels.
Yeah, you probably have a backup that you can sit on for a week
Yeah, and
or
he was
two.
probably the second quarterback that you drafted.
Yeah, I drafted Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels, and now I'm like, shit.
So yeah, I guess I'm playing Jalen Hurts. Like, okay, that's
Yeah, so
sorry.
it's the Brandon Ayuk and Chris Godwin that are killer. Those are
Those
the
are
two
actually
biggest.
Brandon Ayuk. I'm a Brandon Ayuk owner, and that one doesn't hurt or sting nearly quite as bad because you've been starting him all year,
Godwin,
and he
not good.
scores you about like 5 points every week. So if anything, as a Brandon Ayuk owner, I'm like, thank you for getting hurt because now you can stop fucking my team by only scoring 4 fantasy points.
He's been a big letdown after all the bullshit in the offseason and the contract and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what a letdown.
So if anything, he went from being one of the most like the worst ADP players in this year to like, thank God now I can at least get that roster spot for somebody else that can contribute to scoring fantasy points.
Yeah, but I still think the upside, if you had him on your team, you probably started him every week with the upside, which is a bitch
Oh
of it.
yeah,
Maybe who you
and you
pick
got
up,
one good week out of him.
yeah,
You got
maybe who
one
you
good
pick
week
up,
out.
you won't have to worry. You won't they'll do better, or you might not have to start him. I don't know. It's been tough
It's been
to
tough
say
for
the
that
least.
team. Think about it. They had no Debo. Jawan Jennings was hurt. Ayuk goes down. No CMC. Kittle's banged up, but he's playing.
He's like injury report every week, but still plays.
It just
The Goodwin
sucks
Godwin.
for
I
that
keep
team.
calling him Goodwin. I keep calling him Marquise Goodwin. Chris Godwin, that hurts, especially. What pissed me off the most about that, it was 43 seconds left in the game. Like he was 43 seconds away from being good. And then
That that's just shitty.
it's just
Bowles,
Bowles, Todd
Bowles. Is it bowel
Bowles.
movement?
It's Bowles,
I don't know.
I think. Pretty sure it's Foles.
Anyway, it should be Bowles after that fucking call.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, well, it was still a close game though. So it was only 10 points. 43
Yeah.
seconds, maybe
If you
just
throw a
kinda
Hail Mary and then kick a field goal, get the onside kick, technically
maybe
there's still a chance.
maybe give it to Sean Tucker and just let him run the ball or something. But what hurts more is the fact that dropping when Mike Evans almost got that second touchdown to all of a sudden be hamstring. Now, that was the same hamstring that he's been dealing with, except now re-aggravating it. Before it was like he might miss some time. He
Dude,
could be week to week, might miss some time. I don't know.
I'm like, that's heartbreaking because I've been a huge Tampa Bay fan this year, just watching that team kind of come together. Watching the players' reactions once they realized it was Godwin laying on the field with his leg basically broken in half. That was tough watching those guys basically cry on the field for him. I hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you
But
could tell that hurt. That that couldn't have happened to a better player. Like that, a
no,
good person. And the way the
that whole
team
team,
around him.
yeah. I was looking forward to watching them have a solid playoff run. I don't think Godwin completely takes them out of that. Hopefully Mike Evans can make a speedy recovery and come back.
I
They might
love
look
man, I
to
love the
they
Bucks,
might
man.
look to make a trade right here before the deadline coming up just to try and get another receiver in there.
Well, they did
Who
sign
knows? We'll
Sterling
see.
Shepard not too long ago.
I saw that. I do like that pickup. He's
So
very similar to Godwin, probably not quite as good, but I do like the way he plays football.
who's the next man up in that? Is it Jalen McMillan? Is it Trey Palmer? Is it Sterling Shepard, or does Cade Otton become the dude?
You would think it would be Trey Palmer. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. I think you might actually see Jalen McMillan come up and step up big for that offense. That kid was a beast in college until he got his own injury of his own, and then Rome Odunze decided he was going to become an absolute monster himself.
Yeah,
So I
you would
actually
think.
like Jalen moving forward in there.
I do too, and I like Sterling Shepard, but you would think that, yeah, Trey Palmer being the veteran, being on the team last year. I mean, last year
Should
he played
should be the
17
guy,
games,
but
but he had less
again, I
than
like
100.
Jalen's game. Yeah,
I think he's
for
more
sure.
comparative to Godwin than anybody else on the team. Maybe Sterling
If
Shepard's
Mike
there too. Maybe.
Yeah, Sterling's gonna be your vet. He's gonna probably be your third down guy. I don't know. We'll see how that he works into the offense. But I think this week, if Mike Evans miss, it's gonna tell you a lot about who's gonna be the guy moving forward that's gonna take Godwin's spot.
Yeah, and whoever it is taking the problem is they're taking number one coverage for probably a week because I don't think. Let me look and see what it says about what are we drinking tonight. I'm drinking. I'll show you.
I wish I was drinking. I don't have anything really to drink down here.
Woodford
Ooh,
Reserve Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. I just had it over here on the
nice.
barrel.
Just decided to drink some.
Had it on the
It
barrel,
happens.
decided that that's what I should be drinking. That's a great question. That's a great question. Let me see this. Mike Evans, real quick. Yeah, 3 games.
Who's out?
That
He's out 3 games.
sucks for the Bucks.
He's out
3.
3 games.
That's what it says.
What's
Coaches confirmed 3-game absence.
what's
Likely
their
remain
record?
out through the Buck.
Like, are they
They are
4-3?
4-3 now.
So they end up going.
4-2.
They're going to end up 4-6.
Yeah, because he said confirmed they're going to keep him out because they're week 11 bye. They're just going to keep him out to the bye at this point.
Be
Now,
nice to know who they play the next few games. They might be able to steal one too.
well, they play Atlanta, Kansas City, and San Francisco. They
Yeah.
might be able to get Atlanta, but they have a week.
Atlanta's finally clicking on offense. I don't see them winning that game now.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not going to start. I do love it for Rashid White, though, who was losing some touches to the running backs because I think they're going to need someone to catch the ball, and they're going to do a lot more out of the backfield, and he's the best pass catcher. And he's actually probably the best pass blocker as well.
He needs it. He's been having a rough go of it so far this year.
Well, here's a question coming in from the chat. Let me see here. I know. I have Mahomes
What
as
else
my
happened this
starter.
weekend?
Oh, Deshaun Watson snapped his rubber band.
That's a good one there.
Mahomes. Sorry, he's a 2-time. Okay,
Mari
Mahomes.
Cooper had a good game.
Mari Cooper had a bet. We did say to sit him, but he did he did good. Devontae Adams did exactly what we said. Like,
Yeah.
a risky start.
Yeah, I said to sit Cooper. I ended up getting in a position where I had to start him. I didn't have a choice, so I kind of came out lucky. Um, it'll be nice
Yeah.
to see when he gets to learn that offense a little bit more. I mean, he was scoring touchdowns when he had no idea what he was doing. So when he knows what he's doing, that could actually be pretty filthy
I
moving
didn't
forward.
see him. I didn't see him getting a touchdown, that's for sure.
No, I didn't either. I
You're gonna
definitely
like
did
this
not.
question about Mahomes. It says
Okay.
I have him as my starter, two-time Super Bowl winner, and two-time Super Bowl MVP. Is he gonna start playing better? Or is he gonna keep playing like a limp wrist sissy?
I don't know
I
if it's
think
him or if it's his offensive line and the guys he's throwing the ball to.
he's not a set and forget quarterback
No,
this
you've been
year.
saying that all year. You traded him away in the offseason in our 16-team dynasty league.
And it makes me look smart except for the Deshaun Watson thing. But
Yeah, that's the part that hurts. 'Cause
I
who
honestly
knows? We
expected a little
have we
more out of
seen
him.
the last down from Deshaun, or is it because he's got guaranteed money? Then no, there's no way.
I don't know. I'm more worried that we saw the last down for Chris Godwin because you saw I think what he mouthed on that cart was my career's over.
Some people say that, and then I say I thought he said back to work, John. I don't
Maybe.
know.
I mean, he could have said that.
Is,
So let's get to
who
Mahomes
knows?
real
Is the
quick.
dress blue or is it gold? I don't know.
What if you had to guess Patrick Mahomes' best finish quarterback, what any given week this year so
Oh,
far?
dude,
Best quarterback week
12,
this year.
12.
That's
I'll
exactly what
say.
it was, and that was week 1. He's got progressively worse. He was
I was
QB
gonna say
12,
he was
14,
terrible.
15, 17, 20, which I called that one. I said bench him that week,
Yeah, you
and
did bench him that week.
19. So if you have I mean, let's see this. Who do you start? I mean, I
Who
there's a
don't you
lot of
start?
over I mean, I up until
If
this
you're in
injury,
it,
I would start Baker.
oh, I would have been starting Baker over freaking. I would have been starting Baker weeks ago over Mahomes. Until Mahomes starts throwing touchdown passes again.
But he doesn't really
The
have
only
any.
thing
And
that really made him a good fantasy quarterback to begin with was when he had Tyreek Hill and then a younger Kelsey underneath. So you had Kelsey underneath and Hill taking the top off. Now everybody gets hurt. They have nobody taking the top off. Nicole
yet,
Hardman is now one of his best weapons, and that just isn't working.
and I thought for sure that Kelsey after the Raji Rice injury, I thought maybe he'd
That
step
hurt.
up a little bit, but he didn't. He still looks just old and slow.
Yeah, he no, and everybody already knows his game. So his like yards after the catch is nowhere to be found anymore.
Oh, and yes, Snyder, Lamar Jackson, I agree, number 1 quarterback. Dude, he just if he keeps playing like that, he's hands down number 1 quarterback this year,
Yeah, and he's probably going to win MVP again.
which would not surprise me. Let me give
He's
you a
already,
couple
who else is
start
leading you?
Do you start All right, I wanna ask you, which I hate it's so weird. I'm looking at, like, quarterbacks right now, not, like, of leaders.
Okay.
I wanna go down here. I wanna see who I wanna ask you a couple if you're starting above them. Obviously, you know you're starting all these guys above them, but I'm, like, trying to find who I don't start above Patrick Mahomes. I'm down at 13 to Jared Goff. Sam Darnold, I'm starting above Mahomes.
You could make a case right now for Andy Dalton to start above Mahomes.
Bo Nix,
No, I'm not starting Bo Nix over Mahomes.
Trevor Lawrence.
We're going to start talking about Patrick Mahomes being one of the biggest fantasy busts of the year because he had to have been a top, what, round 5
Well, like,
ish?
yeah, I mean, he was picked up in route in 12-man leagues? He was
Yes, I'm
going
saying.
top 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because so I took him in round 2 because I had the first overall pick. Actually, no, I think I
Yep.
took him in round 3 because I had the first overall pick in a 12-man league. I couldn't wait again for a top quarterback because I was losing on everything else. But yeah, I mean, Trevor
Mhm.
Lawrence, he started slow, but consistently last couple weeks, quarterback 10, 16, 15, 16, 10, 16, 15. And as much as shit as we give Trevor Lawrence, I'm, I'm starting Trevor Lawrence over Patrick
I
Mahomes
am not.
in any given
I
week.
am. It depends on the
I guess
matchup
it
there.
depends
But
on the
yeah,
matchup.
Mahomes has definitely become a matchup dependent
Daniel
fantasy start.
Jones. Daniel Jones.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to talk about, but he's there. He went from being fantasy Jesus to holy fucking shit. Am I going to bench this guy?
I'm trying to look where he ranks overall. and he
It's got to be
is
really low.
22. So in a
22nd
16-team
quarterback.
league, he's not a startable quarterback. That's in the weekend
That's
warrior with no bonuses, straight
wild.
up PPR. Straight up PPR, no bonus. He's quarterback 22.
That's crazy.
That is history, considering he was 8 last year, 1 before, 4, 4, 7, 1. Always been a top 10, and now he's not even in the top 20 right now.
That's got to be infuriating for the guy that traded for him.
Traded a first-round pick and a quarterback for him.
Still worth it though, because once you get Marquise Brown, Raji Rice,
In a
Xavier
dynasty, it's
Worthy
still worth
going,
it, yeah.
I think he's still going to be good moving forward. So
It's still worth it in a dynasty. Let's speaking of
agreed.
quarterbacks and my Deshaun Watson, which I thought,
We're definitely having a down year.
I thought maybe Deshaun Watson would be a decent little bye week fill-in. So now I got to figure out who the hell I'm picking up. And it's probably going to be Jameis Winston, which I hate to utter those words, but it's probably going to be Jameis Winston.
Man led the league in passing one year. Not many people can say that in their life.
He likes to sling the ball. I think the Browns receivers are better with Jameis Winston than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but who's left? Jerry Jeudy,
and Njoku, and Cedric
is
Tillman.
Jameson? Yeah, Jameis taking over officially. Was he named the starter, or did they give it
believe
to?
So. Yeah.
Oh, what's that boy's name? I can't even remember.
No, they gave it to him. Well, I mean, he also came out and he was talking.
Bad that I can't remember his name. It's too late. We got to stop doing it so late.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Thank you. There it is.
Well, he might get the start. You know what? He might get the start because I think that,
he didn't play bad. I thought he looked pretty good.
Winston was a healthy scratch last week, so
probably get some crab legs.
Maybe they want to go with the younger guy and see what he does, and then dress Winston as a backup and put him in if they have to.
Who knows?
But I could definitely see. Anytime Winston comes in, he's not horrible. He slings the rock, so I'd like to see it.
He normally services a wide receiver 1 for fantasy typically. I always liked Jameis when you had when I had Chris Olave last year and he went in for Carr when he got hurt, peppered him with targets. So hopefully the same thing happens for your Jerry Jeudy's, your David Njoku's, and he still makes those guys serviceable. Me personally, hoping Nick Chubb has a better game next week as well, starts getting more and more opportunity in the offense, and hopefully Cleveland can turn it around here. They still got a hell of a defense, so I think they can still turn the season around for them.
Gotta respect him booing Deshaun Watson when he snapped his rubber band now.
That's
I love all the memes.
Philly-like move.
It says couldn't have happened for a better guy. It's the guy you want to see get injured. If you got to see a player get injured, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, I know there was over a dozen women that like to see him injured. So
one or two more quick things before we get out of here. But did you see the interview with Tua Tagovailoa?
Nope.
So they asked if he was going to
not wearing the Guardian helmet.
Yeah, nope. You're dumb. They should make him wear it. That's not going to stop him. Then his brain is basically jello at this point anyway. But shouldn't the NFL make him wear that?
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. Is it? And I don't know why you wouldn't.
How do you with him, with the family and what you've been through, not wear that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I don't understand why you wouldn't wear it. It almost feels like I don't know. Does he not want to get made fun of for putting it on?
Does he feel like is it an image thing? What looks
better?
Be.
The cap? I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough football player.
I don't know what's a tougher look, that cap or dinosaur hands that he's going to inevitably get before the end of the year. It's so stupid for him to do that. I do like anybody who's been sitting there bitching about Tyreek Hill for a long time is going to be happy because he will probably
become that trade so bad.
And that's exactly why. And because like I told you, asked her for that trade, and I told her to look at it, and she's like, "Well, he's coming back." I'm like, Dustin's banking on the fact that you don't think so. Don't think so. Which I wasn't still 100% sold that if
and even at the time, I still gave her a fucking wild offer for him.
Oh, I saw what it was, and it was definitely a good offer.
Yeah, because I don't know. Now I still don't know what I'm doing with Laporta. because I've got Hawkinson coming off a pup, and I think with
Go ahead.
Laporta not even getting targets right now, like, what do you do? Just drop Sam Laporta?
No, I'll take him. We'll work on that.
If I can drop Cole Kmet, I mean, Cole's got to be top 6 right now with having a couple of blow up games. I don't
I
know
mean,
what I do.
you got to drop one of them or trade away one of them for something.
Yeah, I know. I tried the trade thing and it didn't work.
Well, it was. I looked at
One
the
of them
trade and
leagues.
I looked at what you offered, and I told her, I said, and I flat out said it's a great deal. It's just a matter of what you want for your team because where are you going to be weak and that you were worried about because you were
See,
giving her.
I was hoping that she was looking at her bench going, I could really use the depth. And
And she
Tyreek is already shit in the bed for me, so like I'm not gonna miss him. So if I get all this depth, if I get Stevenson, Ayuk, and Laporta for him, maybe those guys all come back, which all at the time had potentials to still come back and be good. Because Ramondre actually has a really good playoff schedule. I looked at that.
and you were.
Stevenson's actually a great buy low candidate because you can give up next to nothing to get him.
She's sort of got an issue with Stevenson because he's
Yeah, because
let
she
her.
had him last. Yeah, she had him
Yeah.
last year.
And she has him in another league, and he's been letting her down. So she's like, "Well, I don't know if I
Mhm.
really want him." And she's like, "If I'm doing it, I need running back help." Because and her thing was she was most worried about.
Honestly, I was hoping she was gonna say, "Well, what if you give me Chase Brown instead of Stevenson?" Because then that also gives her a potential keeper for next year. But she didn't want. I don't think what trades are over. What next week? I think
Week
2
10.
weeks from now.
No, trading draft picks was like
Yeah, and by
this
then
week,
though,
I
she's
think.
gonna be fucking balling out. She's gonna want nothing to do with that deal.
And that's what she said. She's like, I don't want to need him right now. I want him in case I do my team's not playing well. And then she has Evan Ingram, who was been decent at tight end. So she's like, I don't really need Laporta. Evan Ingram's
Yeah,
been doing good. So I'm like, I don't
better
hate
than
your
Laporta.
theory. I said
No,
to
it's
her, if Tua doesn't come back or Tua is different, Tyreek Hill's never going to be relevant unless he gets traded. And she's like,
right.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah, no, and that's agreed. That's I was willing to take that risk too. I can't hate her thoughts because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Very good
Because
football.
it looked, and with those trades, because I offered pretty much the same deal except for J.K. Dobbins instead of Stevenson for Christian McCaffrey, and Steve didn't want that one either. We couldn't come up with a deal, and now I lost Ayuk, so that's the one of the biggest trading pieces that I was trying to use.
Okay, so here's the
Snaps his
thing:
ACL the next week, and now
if
I can't
you
even get rid of him.
if you lost an, I'll do one more question before we sign off of here. If you lost a Ayuk, or you lost a Godwin, motherfucker, I can't get that right.
Yeah, I don't know. He's so weird too because you're
It's
such a huge Godwin guy.
I am. You know what? You know why? Because I hate Marquise Goodwin because he signed with the Eagles for a year and then took the year off because he was over COVID and his family and stuff. Whatever. We can't make fun of people. Respect whatever you want to do. But wait, we do make fun of people like all the time. If you lost Godwin or you lost Ayuk, do you trade or hit the waiver wire? What do you think is the smartest option for someone who lost one of those two? I
Oh,
love
that's
that
a
I'm seeing you
fucking
show me your
loaded
arm
question.
delayed because I'm watching our live feed, which is delayed by it's delayed by like
uh,
15, 20 seconds. I think it maybe 30
um,
seconds, something like that.
yeah, sorry, I was trying to pull off my Jason Kelsey impression in his Pfizer commercial, but
But do you hit the waiver wire? For example, like we'll use the weekend warrior because that's one that we use for all of our scoring.
it really
So
depends on who's out there for you.
we'll say so I lost Ayuk, right? I could go and try and trade. I have some young talent, maybe try and trade like a Tajee Spears, something like that. Or do you waste
Baker Mayfield is playing at such a high level in a redraft league. I'm thinking you might be able to find somebody in that Tampa offense coming
so like
off the
Jalen
waiver wire.
McMillan is available. You also have
I
Jawan
would
Jennings
target
and
him.
Christian Watson. Any one of
Yeah,
them.
I like Jawan Jennings if he's still available in your league because there's nobody left, and Debo's not really a downfield threat. I mean, he is and he isn't.
Outside of
Um,
those, I'm worried. Maybe Rashad Bateman, but again,
you
I feel
might
like
have a Darnell Mooney out there that's available in your league,
but
slim
if
to none, but maybe.
But if you could trade and get someone on like a bench guy from another team, it's almost more worth it. I like Christian Watson actually. It's not a bad
Yeah, I
pickup
don't
if you
hate
lost an Ayuk.
Romeo Dobbs. Available in some leagues.
Yeah,
You
and
could
all
probably
4 of those
find some
guys
weeks
are
there.
available.
But again, you're not there's nobody out there that's really going to move the needle for your team. Um, if you can trade for like a Jacoby Myers,
I was gonna say, do you go and
at
jump on
least
someone and try and get a Danye Mitchell, a Jacoby Myers, a Michael Pittman,
try and find somebody who's banged up who might be coming back in a couple of weeks. Um, try and buy somebody else's lows if that makes sense. Try and pick
someone
up like
sitting in someone's
Tyreek
IR
Hill that
spot?
you were talking about.
If you got a competitive team that's sitting got someone in their IR spot, go pick up their
Yeah,
IR for some capital. And
right.
if you
Because
can
if
at
they're
least hang on.
yeah, and if they need to win now, they'd be dumb not to take that deal because if you got a guy that's coming back in a couple weeks, a Nico Collins that you might be able to pick up for a
Because if you
team
can
that's
stay
really
competitive for
struggling,
2, 3 weeks, if you can stay
sneak into
if
the playoffs, get Nico back, and now you're back to being one of the top teams again because you
like
got
me,
Nico.
I'm 4-2 going into this week, 5-2, just lost Godwin, you
Yeah,
know.
you might go out
If
and see if you can pick up Nico from somebody if they're struggling. Maybe they're
get
2-4 right now, and they need to make a win now situation.
throw out some of my bench player plus like maybe like a mid-round pick, like give you a
Yep.
5th and this running back. And
I
even
like
if
to
I
do the
go
whole like I'll give you my fifth, you give me my eighth, or give me your eighth rounder or something like that. So that way you
and
still
then
get a
throw in
decent
something
pick,
small.
and then throw in some other pieces to try and get him.
Wait, I
Because then
just
they're
and
not completely throwing the season away because they're getting
j
something for Nico that they're not going to have anyway.
right, and if
And
they're
then
competitive, then it matters.
and
So
then if you
just
can still
got
make the
a
playoffs, then it's awesome.
so just got an alert that the Browns are planning to start Jameis Winston at quarterback.
Perfect.
So I know who I'm picking up in the 16 team league. All right, let's call this a night. This is our Tuesday night recap. We'll be back Friday for our full episode, 45 minutes live, 8:30 on Fridays. Snyder, I know you're in here watching. I don't know who else is in here watching, but tell your friends, tell your family, hide your babies, all that fun stuff.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your kids. That's what it is. Hide your whatever the hell it is. All right. That's a wrap. Booze and balling. See you guys Friday.
Puganuka.
Booganuka.
Now turn the live off so I don't talk shit on people again.
And I just ended it. The question is, does it tick away? Oh.
No.